coming to you live from New York City.
Hey, lady! Shut the fuck up!
Hello, I'm Monkey.
And I'm Paper.
This is Midnight Crisis coming to you at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
6 p.m.
Yeah. well, actually
6:38, 25 seconds in p.m.
For a second, it looks like a 5 from my perspective.
Why?
I don't know.
The first second? That's a 3.
No, alright. My computer. I put my computer hour, minute, and second. This just looked like a 5 to me.
That's the November 7th or the...
No, the number right, the 6. The 6.
It's a 5.
It is a 5?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it's 5:38.
These are worthless.
I am God. Alright. How you doing?
No, I'm doing well. I just came back from a little vacation-esque thing. Went to my grandparents for 2 days for an early Thanksgiving.
You already explained the story. Oh wait, this is a different one. Continue.
Yeah.
Yep, continue.
Yeah, it is. Alright. I had a nice time. My grandparents are lovely people. To those of you who haven't seen our prior episodes to this, my grandparents are Chads. Both of them.
Both? I
Yep,
thought it was just
both.
your grandma.
My grandma plays games.
Yeah. And
She's a gamer
100%
granny with one hand.
Yeah.
My grandfather is the most American man you can meet.
Okay. I guess you have an award in something. Even if it's not very good.
No. You don't understand. My grandfather, he can only see through one eye.
Mm-hmm.
He can only hear out of one ear.
Okay.
But he shot a snake 3 times. And he did it well.
Never misses a shot.
No, he didn't miss a single time.
Alright.
But yeah, that was recent. He shot a snake 3 times.
Was it the one snake that was about
It was the copperhead, yeah.
It was, okay.
So, I was walking around with my grandpa, my brother, and 2 little siblings. We were looking at a little pumpkin patch that my grandma set up. Well, she already set up the pumpkin patch. She just put some pumpkins to the side for wild animals to eat.
She just placed the pumpkins there and acted like they grew.
No. No, my grandma made some massive pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that was the size of me. I'm approximately 6 foot, and it was about half the size of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was fucking huge. It was great. I didn't want to get my hands dirty because, at my grandparents' house, your hands are going to get dirty, but if you have something sticky on them, it's game over. Those ain't coming off until you leave.
Yeah. Why? There's no faucet or
No,
soap,
there's
right?
faucets. It's just like your hands are just going to be constantly dirty. Because, the house itself is a very clean place, but I spend most of my time outside for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
This also includes tuning a guitar outside, which I spent a long time doing.
Why?
I wanted to play guitar. There wasn't really much to do.
Okay, so you want to do it outside?
I wanted to do it outside because the ambassador of Big Macs was outside as well. He was shooting BB guns.
Oh.
Yeah. He was having a lot of fun, and didn't want to be alone. And we heard something in the forest nearby. Scared us for a second, and then we realized it was probably a deer. Or my grandfather came out and told us it was probably a deer. Because bears, nothing steps that light. Nothing scary steps that light at the very least. Then we saw the deer on the last day. It was huge.
Whoa.
The deer was huge. It was
man?
Yeah, it was big.
How big were the dreams?
I'd say about the size of maybe a mule.
Okay, big man with, like, medium-sized dreams.
Yeah, medium-sized dreams, I'd say. It was still a really big deer. I remember for the most part, I was walking outside with my ma. We were packing up to leave that day. And its entire ass was white.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a huge tail, probably head size.
Okay.
Like, I remember seeing that, and then it pranced into the forest.
Oh, okay.
It was a huge deer. I'm surprised I got to see it. My mom said that there was another one. Didn't see one, though. But back to the snake story, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
All of us were going around to look at all the fruits of my grandma's labor. She grows a garden. In case you didn't count.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're vegetables, not fruits, though.
Apples. She got a few apple trees. They're pretty good apple trees, too.
Continue.
Yeah. So, there was an area near the pumpkins that consisted of, like, a lot of, I want to say hay, but it was probably just dead grass and, like, a lot of roots and stuff that came from the plants. I was stepping over it to get a closer look at some of the pumpkins. And then I looked down, and I see this about maybe 2 foot long black snake just sitting right next to me. No, I haven't seen an entire snake before. This is my first time I stepped, and this thing was like inches from my leg.
Yeah.
Like, if it wanted to, it could have just gone like numb.
Good old number.
Just like that. But instead of hitting me, my 250-pound body weight and sheer hulking mass of fat probably scared the hell out of it. And it
He
slithered.
looks up, he sees an all-American boy.
This all-American,
He's out.
this all-American boy in an orange sweatshirt and black pants that he's been wearing for the past 2 days.
I gotta get away from this man.
Yeah, and he slithered the fuck away near a tree stump. Now, at first we thought it was a black racer, which are some pretty cool snakes.
Mm-hmm.
They eat a lot of insects, and they're really timid. They don't like hanging out with big things, so it was pretty probable. My grandma was scared shitless, but she was about a foot away from that. I was shaking a little bit, because slimes are like big worms, except carnivorous.
Yeah.
A little spooky to me. And then my grandfather
Did you
came
say
over.
slimes?
I meant worms.
Okay, you mean snakes. I like big worms, but carnivorous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You said slimes.
Sometimes I'm supposed to catch myself on those, but I just haven't. So
Okay,
when
continue.
I'm not experienced at talking this much at once.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, my grandfather came over. He noticed that it wasn't a black racer, because in the winter, apparently they get a little bit less pigmented.
Sure.
Good word for it. So it looked a lot more black, but if you look close, you could see the little shapes. My grandfather didn't want that bitch around. Especially since, like, the next morning.
So you shot him dead.
Yeah, he shot him dead, 3 shots.
Cool.
He skimmed a couple of them. They weren't exact, but got a good shot in the last one. And then Dylan came over like the asshole he was, with a BB gun. Hit it right in the eye,
He was
though.
already dead, right?
Yeah, it was already dead.
Oh, he just scammed you.
Yep.
Alright.
And then that was that for that snake. Though it still shook me up a little bit. Because, you know, it's a snake, and a possibly venomous one. It was right next to your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
That was scary. But,
Interesting.
yeah, hold on. I had something else.
Hang on. More details?
Any more details? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a couple more details.
Anything interesting to note?
I found out how loud a gun was. Like an actual gun. Like
Yeah.
a .45.
Yeah.
Thing's loud as shit.
Quick story about
In case
that.
anybody didn't
So my father told a story about when on one vacation that they went on. They went up in like the Appalachian Mountains, and they allowed him to shoot a gun, right?
Oh.
Just one of those, it's an actual gun thing.
Yeah.
When he was a kid.
How big was it? Like a rifle or?
I don't know. It's like it was a hunting rifle, I think.
Hunting
It doesn't
rifle,
matter. Basically, the point is that there's a lot of those places that kind of just let you shoot guns. And there was a place called Burgers and Bullets. It was more Western, but you know it
That
doesn't
is
matter.
a beautiful name.
And a little girl, a very young girl, killed the instructor by accident.
Oh. Oh shit.
She was like 5 years old, maybe younger, and the parents let her hold an actual gun.
Like, do we know what gun it was?
It doesn't matter.
I guess it would, because like depending on the gun, probably should have had some safety precautions.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Also, why would you ever? This is just deadline. Why would you ever let your toddler handle a gun?
Yeah, but that's besides the point. I want to know what gun it is. Jesus Christ,
Any
5
type
years
of
old and already a
fire.
positive KD ratio.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, monkey.
Most of our KD ratios are undefined, right?
Undefined, maybe some insects and stuff, but with humans.
Because her KD ratio, if she just didn't ever kill. Also, imagine the therapy that she has to probably go through.
Oh yeah, that. poor
Unless
kid.
she's so young that she doesn't even recognize what she did.
I mean, she's 5 years old. She probably remembers it. She might
Parents
remember.
have to get prosecuted for that, though. The
Right.
parents probably get prosecuted for manslaughter.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where's the girl now? Is she in
I hope,
orphanage? Or
I hope she's doing okay.
with the uncle,
Do they even have an uncle?
or with other godparents? Because if both of the parents are charged for manslaughter.
Man, there's a large setback to being American, and it is that.
The burgers and bullets.
Burgers
whenever-
and bullets sounds like a great place, but what happened there one day?
Could you imagine all the other smaller things that happen that they completely ignore? Some guy probably shot his foot by accident. Thousands of people probably shot their foot
Yeah.
after they get their burgers.
That's the most American place I just
I
realized.
know, burgers and bullets.
I find it so funny that America... Well, actually, no. It makes sense. America allows people to have, like, really dangerous weapons just right there.
Yeah.
But, like... And it's easier to get a gun than it is, like, a sword or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
in some states, you don't even need a...
Oh, in Florida, they have a law that you can give a gun to your buddy, your friend, without any registration, without laws or anything. If you have a friend, you can just give him your gun.
Just like that.
Yep. As long as you're registered to have a gun and you have a friend, you can just. You're good.
The second part might be a little harder.
What?
Having a friend.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, especially in Florida.
Well. Yeah.
Florida's a weird place. I got a friend in Florida. Nothing crazy, but they definitely do joke a lot about the fact that there's a lot of racists.
Yeah.
A lot of racists.
We had this. There's AP classes, right? The AP classes have the AP courses and they're international kind of things.
Yep.
Like all the curriculum all around the United States is the same.
Yep.
Well, Texas wants to get rid of AP U.S. history because sometimes it makes America look bad. Rightfully so every single time, and sometimes not bad enough. But it makes them look bad sometimes. In Texas, like, we cannot.
Of course, the most American state.
Yeah, Texas's flag is literally just the American flag, but with one white thing, one red thing, and a star. One star.
Wow.
It's just mini America.
So Texas really counts itself as a star. Of course, a star, but also two of the stripes.
Yeah.
Wow, Texas. Wow, Texas.
Oh yeah, they just get how many stripes are there? Set of stripes.
I think there's like 13 in total. I think
Set of
there's
stripes or 13 stripes?
13 stripes in total. There's like six
They're
red.
thinking they're
right?
2 out of 13s of America.
Yeah.
Are they 2 out of 13s of America?
Gun-wise, yes.
Yeah. 12 out of 13 of the guns are there.
You're right. You're very right. No,
Okay.
actually, the two lines that they have are actually the lines that they're not.
Oh.
They're like 11/13ths of America.
Yeah.
And one star.
Oh, that's just saying what they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a lot of America.
Yeah, they're a lot of America. Everybody else can like go screw off. They're America. As a matter of fact, Texas is renaming itself America right now.
Oh yeah.
As we speak.
As we speak.
It's becoming
Well,
the new America. Right then and there.
America 2.
America 2. Electric
Electric
Boogaloo.
Boogaloo. We have the same idea. Cool.
Yeah.
So the joke is that you learn an AP Texas history. We make a class called AP Texas History.
Yep.
Right? It's their own curriculum. They teach you that there was no humans didn't evolve or anything. All humans started in Texas. They were the true humans. But then the evil British came and enslaved them and brought them to the East Coast and forced them to be part of their colony.
Uh-huh.
But they stood up for themselves and they became America. And they spread west trying to find their homeland of Texas. Oh, also, there was never Protestantism. It was always Christianity. Protestantism never existed. You shut your mouth, it never existed. It was always...
Only Christianity.
Yes.
Just
It
Christianity.
was only Christianity. There's nothing else. It's Texas. Texas loves Christianity. There's
Well, it's
nothing
Texas. That's pretty believable.
Yeah, that's why.
Everything good comes
That's
from
why.
Texas. You know, like
Else. And throughout... Oh, yeah. Name one thing that came from Texas exclusively. Texas Roadhouse. Maybe. Actually,
maybe, that might.
I don't know. You feel like you just... If some guy in Kentucky got it.
I feel like that's really plausible.
Yeah.
Some dude in Kentucky just went, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Actually, I can do that right now. Hold on. Where did Texas Roadhouse
Start.
All right.
Because that'd be weird if you're in Texas and you had a store. Well, you don't have something called Kentucky Roadhouse. They have a Kentucky Derby, though.
Wait a second. Wait a
Some
second.
guy in Kentucky.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Texas? Oh wait, no, that's
Where
the
did
wrong
Tex-
thing. Texas
Longhorn Steakhouse, maybe.
Longhorn Steakhouse. There we go.
No, it's called Texas Roadhouse, though.
Texas Roadhouse?
That's the name of the brand, the chain.
All right.
Where's the first?
Clarksville, Indiana. Indiana.
Indiana. So we were right.
Across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky.
The first Texas Roadhouse.
The first Texas Roadhouse
was in Indiana.
was in Indiana. That isn't. That's just not right.
That's not.
Might as well be Indiana Roadhouse.
Okay,
at
so
that
Texas
point.
did nothing. Either way.
Yeah. No.
I want to move on with
Houston.
They have Houston.
Houston.
Houston's pretty bad city civil engineering wise.
But.
Houston.
Rocket ship.
Oh, you're right. NASA's there.
Yeah.
They didn't start there though. It's an international company, international thing.
But
Let me continue with this.
cowboy.
Cowboy? No, cowboys were just people that shipped cows up and down the. I guess.
Wait.
I guess they started. No, you're right. They kind of started the necessity for them. I guess. So there we go, cowboys.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Even though cowboys in
Ain't nobody shitting on my America.
Even though cowboys were in media were very like slanted. They call it whitewashed because cowboys were primarily African American people and Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
There was like no white cowboys.
That actually makes a lot more sense. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised common sense didn't hit for me
Yeah.
at all. I'm gonna have to break this news to the ambassador of Big Macs.
Oh, does he
He
like
loves cowboys.
Oh.
It's like his favorite thing. Cowboys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cowboys
Either way, AP Texas history.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off, but I want to.
No, it's all right.
Okay, AP Texas history. You learn that everything started in Texas, but the best things were ever invented in Texas. Okay, and other people took them.
All right. What was invented in Texas?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Writing.
Name one thing.
Writing.
Name one thing.
Everything ever. I don't know.
All right, that's a good one. Keep going.
Okay. And throughout the entire book, you know how there's in AMSCO you get one unified book.
Don't know what AMSCO is.
Okay, so in AP US history you have one book with all the information for the class.
Okay.
It's like one collectivized.
Okay, so like a giant ass textbook.
It's a big textbook with everything for the course.
Okay. Cool.
Either way, their book has very slight racist undertones throughout the entire thing.
It's America. America was almost born on like.
Yeah, no, but this is it's text. It's like you can see the undertones pretty heavily.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you tried to use one of those invisible markers on a piece of paper, but you dipped it in yellow paint first, so you just. I'm not sure if that's analogy good. If that's a good analogy or not. But
It's still funny.
yeah, and at the very end of the, you know how they have an AP exam that you have to take?
Yeah.
Right. And it kind of helps you get into colleges sometimes. Okay, cool. Because they look at it and oh, you got a 5 on the physics test. Oh, okay. That means we can give you college credits. So instead of taking that class, you don't have to pay for it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, every single time I keep forgetting. What was I saying? Okay. So at the very end of the AP Texas history test, it quizzes you on everything. And at the very end, there's one last question that says, should guns be allowed to be held by everybody all the time?
That is.
If you say no, immediate 0. You can't even get a 0 on an AP test, and you get it if you answer that. If you say yes, then you're scored normally. Okay. So, if you get a 0 on the AP Texas history test, no school in Texas will ever allow you in.
I forgot that this was a hypothetical situation that was going on, and I thought that was actually serious for a second.
No. So if you get a 0 or a low number on the AP Texas history test, no school in Texas will ever let you in, no matter what. But if you get a 5 on the AP Texas history test, no other school except for ones in Texas will ever let you in.
It's kind of a trade-off.
They don't really want that closed-minded person into their school. Oh, so your application's good. Your GPA is physically impossible to get. It's so incredibly high. Oh, wait. What'd you score on the AP Texas history test? A 5? I don't think we want this person
Unfortunately,
in our community.
Unfortunately, we can't let you in because
They write. You know how they write the letter back and it's sincerely blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Your thing was amazing and fantastic, but you got a 5 on the AP Texas history test.
Nah,
You probably tried your best, but we can't let someone like you into this.
I could do one better.
Yeah.
You have amazing grades. Your GPA is wonderful. We would love to have you here, but you're from Texas. Sincerely, put your college here.
Yeah.
But you're from Texas.
So, sorry about this. Hope you understand. Oh, also the story is it's trying to get a bunch of people.
Yep.
There's a propaganda in the class to get a bunch of people to start building the canal around Texas so they can launch themselves into the Atlantic and become their own nation.
So just the canal, nothing else.
They have to make a giant
Giant
canal.
How big is this canal?
Oh,
width?
also what they're gonna do is they're gonna put huge thrusters underneath all of Texas,
Uh-huh.
and they're just gonna launch themselves up, and then across. They're gonna purposely go across the United States so they can just flip everybody off while
Uh-huh.
they're in the sky,
Uh-huh.
and they just look up and you see the entire state of Texas flying over to the Atlantic so they can rest down.
Uh-huh.
And you know what they're gonna do? What they're gonna do when they get to like the northern states? They're gonna release the thrusters and they're just gonna let it drop.
Just land on the northern state.
And then reactivate and go back to the ocean.
You see, this works because Texans don't believe in gravity.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah, they don't believe in gravity.
Oh no, but the point of they have to believe in gravity for it to fall though.
No, they just want it to.
Oh.
They just want it. Here, every
Wait,
here's
how
what
do they
happens
not
at the.
believe-
Here's what happens at the same time. Every
Yeah.
single Texas person says, "Go down,"
Go down.
and it just goes down.
Yeah.
They can bend.
Wait, they can Texas bend?
Yeah, they can Texas bend. You've heard of fire
What about-
benders, water
yeah.
benders, air benders. This is Texas bending.
Can they bend the air in Texas or no?
No, just Earth.
Can they bend the water in Texas?
No, just Earth.
Okay.
It's like Texas bending is like a little bit more
like,
than
if it's
Earth bending, except it's only on Texas.
So like if you're trying if you maybe you have a small community in Texas and they're like, well, my boy, you've grown up very tall, but now time to make your journey as a man. You have to travel the entire country, go to every single state, and make it all the way back. And they give you a few pebbles from your homeland because it's the only thing you can bend outside of your country,
Yep.
right? And then, oh, that's a TV show idea. I'd watch that.
I don't know about TV show. Maybe a movie
No, but what happens
that like does terrible in box office.
right. The Texas man.
The man.
The man
The
from
Texas bender.
The Texas
The
bender.
Texas psychic community.
The Texas bender, and people think it's just like a movie about some guy who lives in Texas who's like a lawyer or something.
Yeah. But no, it's literally just an
An
earthbender from Avatar series.
Yeah,
But he's
and-
Texas.
And here's the thing:
He
goes
is
to-
Texas.
He is Texas.
He is literally
He
Texas.
goes through the entire country, right? And eventually, his Texas bending starts to tingle, and he's like, oh, "This soil's from Texas," and he sees this whole a bunch of machines pouring a hill, right? And it's all Texas soil.
It's all Texas.
So he
soil.
starts bending the grass and stuff because there's a lot of big grass fields in Texas where they how they sell fake grass, kind of
Turf, yeah.
Turf. There's a lot of turf fields in Texas.
Yep.
He can bend the turf. He's a turf bender.
He's a turf bender.
What's
It just sounds like a dumbed down version of Earthbender. I
I'm
love
a
it.
turf bender.
The turf bender.
So you can bend all rocks? No, only turf.
Only turf.
And if it was made in Texas,
But that's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Those are my limits. It gets me thinking. How useless would a power have to be for it to be insignificant if you had it or not? Even the ability to just make fish out of nothing, just spawn a fish, would be infinitely powerful under the right situations, right?
Yeah.
You could feed everyone. You could compost an infinite quantity of food.
If you could make
You could create a ladder to space.
and if you felt like destroying the world, you just
You
put a lot
could.
of fish in one small area.
You could make
it
a
so
giant
dense.
goofy that's gonna launch
Yeah, a
towards
giant
you.
goofy out of fish.
How useless would a power have to be? What's an example of such a useless power that you wouldn't even want it? Or is just the idea of having some supernatural power gonna be useful all the time? Even a curse or something, I feel could be useful in a certain situation.
Well, I mean, there are superpowers that are both a superpower and a curse. Like being able to hear people's thoughts, that's kind of both a curse and a superpower.
Yeah, but that's still useful, right?
Useful
It
in a
can-
way,
it
but
can
you'll
be
probably
useful.
hate it most of the time.
Yeah, but on the other hand,
No one likes hearing what
you
the
could
other
also-
person's going to have for dinner or what fetish they're into.
that also means you can prosecute somebody just by their thoughts without.
Well, yeah, but who's going to believe you?
No, let's say you're working for the government. They believe you. They can hear your thoughts. They can do tests to see that you can hear
Yeah,
them.
but here's the thing. You, an ordinary citizen, can read minds. What do you think is going to happen if you let that release? Say you have a family that you love very dearly, and you say that you can read minds successfully, and you prove this. What do you think is going to happen next?
Well, there's a few options.
Yep.
1, they capture and test you.
Uh-huh.
2, you start working for them,
Mhm.
and that also means they capture and test you.
Yep.
3, you die.
Yep.
So, but I feel like the one of the former ones is more likely. And if it's the second one, you got a good,
You got a pretty good job, but say
And
goodbye
also-
to your family.
But then what happens if they figure out how your mind's working with this, and they figure out a way to read your thoughts, so they know you're telling the truth, and then you get alibis from people.
That would definitely be interesting. But then it'd no longer be a superpower.
No, why wouldn't that be a superpower? It's still like a supernatural ability.
It's like a double-edged sword. Now people
doesn't
can
mean
know
it's-
what you're thinking at the same time as you
Sure,
know
but
what
that
they're
doesn't.
thinking.
Yeah, but like creating rotting fish. What does that do? You can't eat it if it's a rotting fish, but it's still
You can
useful.
you can kill a person with it. If you can create infinite amounts of rotting fish.
I'm just saying, even creating an infinite quantity of marbles is useful.
Hey, don't shit on my boy Chris.
No, like, I feel like what ability would be completely useless?
Completely useless.
Like your life you couldn't.
being able
physically
to
do
blink
anything.
twice at once. Being able to blink extremely fast.
How fast?
You know, like just constantly.
Within how
Like
with
you
an
wouldn't even see
with an infinite- with
you
an-
wouldn't see yourself blink at all. You
with
would
an-
never
yeah,
realize it.
with an infinite but how much force could those eyelashes move?
Not that much, just enough for like you never see yourself
So
blink.
why can't you fly then? With your eyelashes.
Cuz you'd need a lot of fucking force to do
But
that.
you can do it ridiculously fast.
You can do it ridiculously fast, but like it's just eyelashes, man.
fast theoretically if you could move those lashes fast enough, you could
How
take
much force
flight.
how much force do you need to beat gravity and wind resistance in order to get up in the air? How much force do you need, do you know?
I don't know.
All right, how aerodynamic
Or how much
do you have
force?
to be? Yeah, how much force?
Depends on your weight.
And as a so okay, say 250 pounds.
I don't. Okay, sure.
250 pounds.
I don't know. I don't like pounds. Do you know kilograms?
This is why I have a phone on me.
No, but okay. Theoretically, unless you have a limit that it can only it can just go twice as fast, then that'd be useless.
113.398 kilograms.
113.
113
Okay.
Mhm.
So multiply that by 9.8.
times 9.8.
Mhm.
Let's go to the calculator. 'Cause why not? 15 times 9.8. That is 1,107.4.
That's newtons. So that's your weight and how many newtons you would have to cast to beat gravity.
Mhm.
Okay. We don't have the
Now-
right numbers to do anything else. And also, it's difficult to quantify.
What numbers would we need to do anything else? I'm invested.
Can
monkey.
you do a pull-up?
Can I do a pull-up?
Imagine that amount
I can
of
do
force.
a pull-up. Yeah, I can do like
Imagine
one
that
pull-up.
amount of force.
That amount of force?
Well, actually, think about the amount of force that your arms are being if you're just hanging there.
Yeah.
That's beating gravity technically.
Okay.
How much force that is?
Mhm.
And that amount of force every instant of time.
So you're saying that I basically need my arm strength in blinking in order to
Yes,
fly?
yes.
You are saying that?
Theoretically, maybe, possibly.
That is.
Assume
Really?
spherical cow. Do you know that joke?
I don't, but I love that.
Oh, okay. A farmer comes to an engineer and a physicist and asks them to solve his issue because his cows aren't creating enough milk.
Yeah.
The engineer creates a very useful solution to the problem. Right? He figures out what's wrong. He creates the right solution. And then the physicist writes a letter and says, "All right, I got your solution, but first we gotta make a few assumptions here. Assume there's no air resistance. Assume that the cow is spherical." Because physicists make a lot of assumptions whenever they in most of their calculations they're like, okay, air doesn't exist, gravity maybe, it's negligible, and under these specific situations, and assume you also were either completely flat or completely aerodynamic. Under those specific situations, this would be the result. Even though it's not.
So basically, not helping at all.
Well, no, it does help.
It does
It helps
help.
a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, it does. Air resistance
So
is usually pretty negligible.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to consider all the time, but sometimes you do.
So what if I were to look up how aerodynamic is a 113?
Oh, we don't have to consider aerodynamics for this.
Oh, we don't?
Nope.
So you're
Where's-
basically saying on a non-windy day, if I just started blinking,
It wouldn't really matter if it's windy or not, assuming the wind's horizontal. Only horizontal, and
Only.
not at an angle or anything.
Well, what if it was at an angle?
Downwards?
Yeah.
Then a tangent of that force would be pushing you down, but a minuscule amount.
Okay, so assuming that the wind is either horizontal or
Just
not
assume
going
it's
on-
negligible. It doesn't matter. At this
Okay,
point.
so you're saying that I could pull myself up
With your eyelashes.
with my eyelashes. I could fly with my eyelashes
If they could
I
flap.
blink. Yeah, if they could flap.
And assuming that the eyelashes wouldn't detach from the mass amount of the force.
Yeah. Assuming all that.
And also assuming because it's suspended from your eyes.
Okay, physicist monkey.
Okay.
Assuming all of that, you're saying that I could, theoretically, it is possible to fly with my eyelashes.
Maybe, yes. Probably. It's plausible.
It's plausible.
It depends. Maybe you'd have
The
to do some.
fact that
Maybe
that
you'd
is
have to do some like circles with your eyes because it would have to come in at a different angle than it goes down.
circles with my eyes.
Okay, it's gonna have to like. Here's the thing: the way like birds fly, they
Yeah.
flap, and then
Uh-huh.
when they need to reset, they twist, flap. Because if they just flap back up, then all the air that they use down goes back up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I mean, there's probably more interesting ways. You know, I don't know enough about this, so you could probably fly with your eyelashes.
All right, cool. Next topic.
Cool. Oh, I was gonna tell you about that one weird YouTube channel I found.
Oh yes.
So there's this really popular video. I think it blew up probably a long time ago, near the beginning of the YouTube, right? It's called "Work at Willis."
Work it, Willis.
I was assuming you would have known about it, but
No.
this guy is a guard at this like baseball game,
Mhm.
and the mascot comes around, tries like poking with him, and then he's like, get away. He pushes the mascot super far away. He starts grooving down like crazy. Like, it's really good.
Wait, the guard that like oh wait, no, I do remember that.
Work at Willis.
Wasn't he like a little chunky?
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
I remember a video of a guard at like looks like a professional baseball game. The mascot's dancing. Security guard comes up, pushes him out of the way, and just starts busting a move.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Anyway, that channel, I thought it was, and the channel
Mhm.
is called Work at Willis.
It's just called Work It Willis.
Which I originally thought it was funny because I thought that was going to be their only upload.
Yeah.
And they just called Work at Willis. Bye, Work at Willis. I don't know why I found that funny. Either way, but it wasn't their only upload.
Really?
For some reason, they kept doing things.
Oh.
And I don't understand. I'm going to show you the wide universe of Work at Willis.
Should we like link this in the description of this podcast?
I don't think I
as well?
care enough.
Okay.
Look at the picture. It's just an animated form of him doing like a pose. Okay.
What?
Okay. Episode 4 days ago. Only 4 days ago. Work and play kids episode drawing one.
He should have just stopped at the dancing.
Back at it again 3 weeks ago. Clap on rhythm, Ariel, and Playbot dance. He just keeps making stuff. Work and play kids show episode 1. So I think he bought this giant stuffed kids costume suit. And then he tries to do this like kids show thing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also he plays Fortnite.
Of course he plays Fortnite. Of course he
Look at-
also does
look,
that.
Drive-by eliminations. I'm gonna go to. Oh, he got a silver play button.
Oh my god.
And all of this is being pulled up by the. Actually, he has like 3.2K.
Wait, only 3.2 thousand subscribers.
Not subscribers, views.
Views.
Each episode, which is surprising if like the.
Yeah,
He's only notable for one thing, really.
How many subscribers does he have?
Oh, I don't enough to go like. 137,000.
Oh,
But I'm
that's not
assuming
bad.
it's from the Work at Willis, the original.
Yeah, that's probably. Go to the Work at Willis video. Go to that specific video if you can.
Oh,
I wanna see how many
Alien
views
fun
it has.
and extreme weirdness.
We need to see the original video that he's known for. We have to see that.
It's a super dark image. It's called Legends Never Die. Oh my god, I have to show. Wait, he just created a new upload 2 days ago. Light up the night. Oh my god, it's a YouTube Shorts.
Oh,
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
Oh, also,
Now that is
he
something.
reached a brief moment of extreme popularity during the middle of the pandemic, I think.
What?
look at it. Work it back. Just so you can't see a thing.
I can't tell if this guy is a legend or a scary person.
Oh, Among Us slime is sus.
Scary person, definitely. Holy crap.
What is the... Okay, so I'm assuming he was like, oh my god, this video got really popular. I can do more with this YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kept going, and nobody well, I guess people care.
I guess a few people.
Because at least 600 people watch the fun... Imagine being a person who's like, I can't wait for the next Work It Willis upload. That would be the peak Among Us swiping task?
Why?
I don't know.
Like
I'm gonna find something interesting before we can... It's so weird.
This guy just posts
Keep talking. I'm gonna find something interesting. He had a brief moment of relative popularity.
with Work at Willis, yeah. With the
No, with the first, obviously the first one, but then he had like this stream of like workout videos for like a month straight, and there were like 30,000 each, and then it was a right drop. Nothing before, a peak, and then nothing after.
So it's just like a sudden burst.
Well, it's still like he gets at least 2,000 each episode on average.
Man, people with only viral videos is really upsetting. Because if you get a viral video, it's cool for the time, but like, how are you gonna top that?
Well, I think he should have just stopped with it.
No,
I mean, I
maybe.
guess he could find it fun.
Yeah, you could.
But I feel like is that the first thing he ever did?
Might have been.
I had tacos 'cause it's Tuesday. Mukbang Monday. He's never done another Mukbang Monday. It's just the one He gets a few points for that because he's never done a Mukbang Monday.
Seriously?
It sounds like something that like you would do every Monday.
Yep.
But he doesn't. It's just the one time.
Just once.
Okay, keep talking. I gotta find something interesting because
This man definitely has some dedication. I wonder.
I don't get it. What's his first
don't-
upload?
I don't know the specifics on how many subscribers you need for YouTube to pay
Look at
you or
this. He
anything.
just some of his uploads are just him dancing on a field.
I mean, that's how he got popular.
Like
so.
exactly, but okay, never mind. I think we should move to a different topic. I don't know how to elaborate on this. Besides, oh, there it is. Work at Willis.
The original?
7 years ago.
Yeah,
but
that's
he
what
had he had stuff before that. With relative pop. Oh my God, he's been on YouTube for so long.
Wow.
What? $15 years?
He's been on for 50.
His first video was just a mascot. Maybe he was playing the mascot at some like kids, some like high school. Work at Willis eats. The name of the channel is Work at Willis before the video came out.
Oh.
Never mind. He's dedicated. I don't think I don't think his videos are any good, but at least he's been doing it for 15 years. You know what? I remember the time when you'd go on YouTube and you'd see something that's 10 years ago and like that's the beginning of YouTube, right? A decade.
Yep.
15 years. 15 years ago. What was that? I'm an idiot. What? That's 2005?
2005, 2006, yeah.
Whoa. I need to sit back for a second.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's definitely.
Work at Willis. Work it.
You did the fucking hand gesture and everything. Work it, Willis.
Work at Willis.
Holy crap, though.
I know,
15 years on YouTube.
15 years.
Like, way before it even
And then
started.
2 years later, he posted another one 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got more and more.
So wait, his first video and second video were 2 years apart?
Mhm.
That's impressive. You know what? I'm no longer afraid of this guy anymore.
Yep.
He's just legendary.
I don't know. I think he went out and bought that costume because he thought it'd be a good idea. And he's like, this will get popular.
Maybe. We'll only ever know through theories and guessing. Might not even get the actual answer until, ever. It's going to become one of the world's most unanswerable questions. What? What? I wish I could speak. How did we become what we were?
How did we
life
become Work
happen?
at Willis? Why did Work at Willis buy that costume?
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to get there, but kind of stole my thunder a little bit.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going there.
Nah, don't worry. I'm used to it. Not specifically from you, in case you feel bad. But Work at Willis. A name that I'll probably remember for the next week and then forget it.
Yeah.
Just,
It's so interesting how many things you forget.
yeah. I mean, like, there's way too many things that we can ever know to have
I
it all
guess.
just stored in our, like, knowledgeable memory.
There's one interesting quote.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly, but the idea is that you know how every single thing that you remember, like right now, you remember what happened yesterday, probably. You remember what happened an hour ago, about.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what we
I
just
remember.
talked
yeah,
about.
no, yeah, of course. I was just giving you that look because it's funny, because
Oh,
I
okay.
usually don't remember what happened yesterday.
Okay.
Usually takes me an extra day
Either
to
way,
remember that.
you remember from a little while ago, right?
Yep.
And that memory is affecting you now, and that you is always being influenced by things that are happening from what you remember. So, while everything that you experience you can't remember,
Yeah.
they all affected who you are now through a long line of domino effects.
How long?
I don't know, as long as you lived since the event.
Oh, that's chill.
Say you tripped over something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's dumb. You read a book. You forget the book completely. But that you, right after you read the book, was influenced by it, and made slightly different actions, which led to slightly different actions, which led to a domino effect of taking it on a specific path.
Something tells me this is going to lean into multiverse theory.
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
Just because you got...
It just causes who you are to change over and over
I
again.
feel like the question, what if that didn't happen, would lead into the multiverse theory.
Yeah, I guess.
I see.
Maybe if there's
But
two-
what you're just saying is that because certain things happened, it
it
influences
influences you
future.
to influence you to do more things. That
Yeah.
influences you to do more things. That influence...
I'm an influencer for myself. I don't get paid. I just get sad.
Yeah. But basically, everything that you've ever experienced made you who you are right now, and your conscious thought and how you think through problems.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so relaxing out.
Yeah, it's quite relaxing. My feet are a little cold.
My hands are very cold.
That's why I have my hands in my pockets.
Yeah. Do we have to keep that awake, or does it matter if it's sleep?
Oh no, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to wait because it's easier.
Well, this one's not going as well as the goofy one.
The goofy one was probably our best one by
Yeah. That
far.
one's a great. I love that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's good. Probably.
As we've said in prior episodes,
it's not
it
good.
goes from like terrible to subpar, then back to terrible.
But like, it was very entertaining when I had to edit it because I remember us making those things up as we went along.
Yep. So just like the nostalgia of making that up.
Yeah.
It was like fun. Yeah.
Also, I think talking about the Winnie the Pooh and Goofy.
Yeah. Very fun characters.
Very fun.
Very fun.
Very fun.
Very
Oh, and Michelle Mouse.
Michelle Mouse.
There we go.
Michelle Mouse.
You know what? That was a good one. Why don't we just keep re-saying the same jokes over and over again every
No.
single time?
No, that's a terrible idea. That is such a bad idea. I remember. I have a friend on console. Same friend that
Yeah.
that I talked about earlier. who,
Gloating about stuff.
He
Yeah.
gloats about stuff a lot. That's what he does. A lot.
Says same jokes.
Says the same joke. So at first it's funny because like he usually takes jokes from online and like he like changed it up a bit. Like the ambassador of Big Macs has this quote unquote joke where he takes the mic, puts it really close to his mouth, and just starts saying umgwam.
Okay.
It's surprisingly funny.
Okay.
Just the way that the mic distorts his voice. Something's wrong with my brain.
Okay. Yeah.
But as I'm saying this, the ambassador of Big Macs does it sparingly, whereas the friend I'm talking about,
does it all the time.
yeah, like
I
anytime he's in a chat with us, he'll usually bring it up at least a few times.
I mean, I usually reuse bits.
Yep.
Like sayings and stuff a lot. Like
yeah, but I like
nifty.
talk to this guy every day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, of course, I say like interessante like every other second. Like,
Oh.
Interessante has just made its way
It's
into
flowing
my normal.
through your blood.
Yeah. Like, instead of saying interesting, like, I still say interesting, of course, but I usually find myself, whenever I'm talking to a person that I know respects me at least a little bit, you know, maybe as a friend or a family member, I would say interessante a lot more. And, of course, swear like a trucker, like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I haven't sworn in the last couple and a half seconds. I should probably fix that.
Just you take a deep breath.
You find me pull a trucker hat out of nowhere and turn it slightly.
Oh, here we go.
As
boy.
if I'm revving up my engines. No, but
What happens if you had pedals for yourself?
what would those pedals go to?
I don't know. It's like, imagine you had like a metal device on the bottom, where your right foot you push down and then you just start walking forward.
So a wheelchair, but fun.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that.
And then
That's
the,
basically the premise of the hoverboard.
No, but like,
Like-
you push the pedal and then you begin to walk.
So you want like a skateboard-sized thing?
No, but
that
you
has
walk.
a motorized skateboard, basically.
No, but it's not wheels. You walk.
Except you walk. Then that would just be like.
So like, imagine two devices on your feet, and if you push down the pedal, you begin to instinctually walk. You have no control over it. You just begin to walk.
Why would you want that though?
You.
What if you're walking into traffic and it malfunctions? Or what if you're walking into traffic and you don't even notice? You can't.
Yeah.
Like, you're just-
Also, that means when you're dead, if your foot's still
like
on
you're
the
still
pedal.
walking.
Oh, what happens if you're gonna like?
It's
the
like
first
taking. It's
oh,
like
wait.
taking everything
Also,
dangerous
you
about
can't-
driving and making it.
You
into a
can't take
person.
them off.
You can't. No, what?
There's
Why?
just wait. So the first time you use them, you get in the car.
Yep.
And you're thinking like, okay, I gotta push down on the pedal. So you push down your pedal like, oh no, like,
You just start driving.
no. Well, the issue is like you have your pedals and then another set of pedals.
Yep.
But you push your pedals, which makes your legs start to walk inside the car, and you don't have control anymore.
And it just feels like such a terrible dystopian idea.
It's just,
I feel like it should stop at motorized skateboards and
It's
go
not-
no further.
it's not like a dystopian thing. It's just a stupid.
Exactly. Dystopian equals well, not equals
Well,
stupid, but
but
it's
imagine-
roughly related to stupid.
Thing. Imagine if people just genuinely thought that was a good idea. Every single human on the planet, out of sudden, just believes, oh my god, it's the best idea ever, and never rethought it.
That would definitely be interesting. Like if everybody just agreed that a stupid idea was a good idea.
And then bipartisan, they elect a president who forces everybody to wear those things.
But no one even goes against him because everybody's all for it.
Yeah, everybody.
I don't think humanity has ever had anything where they all agreed on it.
Every human ever.
Every human, like,
Yeah.
just
Even people who've never heard of the invention before were like, yes, we need this.
yeah. It's like
Who would make the money? Who do you think would start selling those things, or invented them and then start spreading the idea of them?
I don't know.
Do you think it's some small time inventor who becomes infinitely rich because everybody buys it? Or no, is it like,
I think it's. No, maybe. That seems pretty plausible.
how far could advertising go with that?
Advertising depends how much money you have.
I guess, but like we have like tricks and stuff, but oh, this is completely unrelated. Something I've been thinking about lately.
Yep.
So in Europe, we have something called like stroads.
Stroads?
Some people call them. They're like, do you know if you go out, you drive a bit, and you see these big these multiple lane roads.
Yeah.
With multiple cars that also turn out into like big parking lots with like Burger Kings and restaurants and stuff, and
Yeah.
and like shopping malls.
I
You know
thought
those things?
Yeah, I know those things. My mom goes.
Those are not normal at all.
Really?
They're everywhere in America and Canada, but they're not very safe
Oh, I
because
guess.
here's the thing, it's these super fast roads, but then you also have to turn off,
Oh,
and those
so,
are supposed to be separate.
so it's basically like a highway in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's not good. Because then now you're driving at a super high speed,
Mhm.
but then you also got to watch, okay, who's turning off here? Whose house is that? Is that car moving? Right?
Oh, I'm
All of
sorry,
this-
John. I guess I'm driving into you today.
And then, so during the pandemic,
Yep.
COVID-19, less people were on the road, obviously,
Mhm.
but the accidents stayed the same
Oh.
on those roads, just roads. You know why? Because there was less people, so they're able to drive faster. So the only reason that they're not like thousands of accidents is because those roads are so clogged up with traffic that they physically cannot drive fast enough to hurt each other.
Oh my. That is.
They're everywhere though, but like other places. But the thing is, why I've lived my entire life in America,
Yep.
right? I've never thought about a different solution. I never even known that wasn't normal.
Mhm.
And like in Europe and stuff, obviously they don't have those.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I'm
actually,
assuming that it's more or less like maybe like restaurants and stores like sprinkled in some areas. I don't know. I
but
legitimately
like
don't know.
it's so weird that we can't physically think about how that would really work without those stroads.
Well, I mean, like maybe.
Or like, could you imagine a type of house that wasn't either a one family house or an apartment building? What other type of house can you imagine?
One family house or an apartment building? Well, hold on. I'm not too well versed.
Even if you don't have the term for it, could you even picture
even picture so
a type of house that wasn't either an apartment building
so
or
like
one family house?
This where we're at is closer to an apartment building. And
Maybe, or if a one family house. Yeah.
And my house is closer to a one family house.
Yeah. A type of building that wasn't those two?
A type of build. Well, I mean, like, I don't know.
You can't imagine it,
building.
right?
I mean, I get.
Like, can you think? Okay, here's a better example. Can you think of a new form of art that's not movies or
Literally everything is already art in its own
a new
perspective,
form of it?
so-
Okay, think
It's
about,
like thinking of a new color at that point.
exactly. So think there are other types of buildings that aren't one family houses or apartment buildings that that people in like Europe usually have.
Mhm.
And we can't even comprehend those things because we lived our entire life with either of those two options.
I feel so closed-minded all of a sudden.
But like, then think about it from a wider perspective. If you just grow up in society in general,
Mm-hmm.
how many things can you physically not imagine as a cultural or engineering or whatever thing?
Couldn't even get an answer out of me on that one. I
Exactly.
don't know.
It's so weird because we don't know what we don't know
Yeah.
because we kind of assume what is already.
Yeah.
So even being in a society is limiting. Well, okay, I gotta figure out a better way to say this, but merely being in a society, like imposes certain ideas on you, like that you just grow up in,
Mm-hmm.
that you physically cannot think outside of those. Not even just things like ideas of nothingness that the human mind can't physically think of,
Yep.
but just cultural ideas that you can't even imagine.
Culture.
There was probably people back in the 1800s who physically, well, this is a bit of an exaggeration,
Mm-hmm.
but like I think you might get the gist.
Yeah.
People in like the 1700s who physically could not imagine complete equality.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
I mean, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I think there's
I feel like it would be. I was thinking while you were saying that, it's
Yeah.
like, if I knew nothing about Spanish culture, I wouldn't have even thought that there could ever be a possibility of how people celebrate Day of the Dead.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like dead people. You miss them, right? But instead of like being upset at their death, you celebrate their life, which is really fucking smart if I do say
Yeah,
so myself.
But like we couldn't
that.
physically imagine that.
Exactly, because we imagine death as a very sad thing, but they imagine death as
Isn't it so?
I couldn't even say what they imagine.
It's so
death as.
weird how like limited we are, just and not because of a choice that we make to like not open our mind or more, because we physically cannot.
Yeah.
We're born in a situation where you can't, as long as everybody's in the society together,
Mhm.
you need somebody with the idea to spread the idea. But if everybody's in the society and physically cannot think of this thing, they can't imagine,
Mm-hmm.
then nobody will learn about it. It's physically impossible.
Huh. That's really something.
Like, people couldn't imagine photographs. Well, actually, people couldn't imagine movies.
Really?
I wouldn't. Oh, look, actually, let me find a good example.
Well, no, that is a decent example, because people back then probably couldn't imagine seeing some, like, projection of light from something that they created, perhaps.
Well, I don't know. There were flip books with like pictures.
Well, yeah, flip books, but that's just a still image. Movie
Yeah.
is a moving image.
Yeah. Well,
Some
just a
even
bunch
with
of
sound.
images.
Yep.
Still images.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. It's so. Yeah. I mean, I think, you know what? What's a better example? People back in, like, the early Roman Christian era,
Yep.
like, secluded, like, okay, this is what space is. The Earth is in the center of the universe, and everything else orbits.
Yeah.
People couldn't even imagine what a black hole was. The idea of it, something that has gravity, which wasn't even thought of,
Mm-hmm.
that sucks in light and can't, basically just there's incredible quantities of things that we physically cannot know about. It's impossible for us to even consider without a hint,
Huh.
without evidence.
That's really something.
Hmm.
Damn, this just makes me want to know more.
Exactly, right?
I don't like not being able to know stuff. It's terrible.
But yeah,
Like, sometimes I just really want to know how to do something. but I just can't grasp it for the life of me. Like, I remember sometimes, 'cause, like, I'm a huge math nerd.
Yeah.
I know you know that.
You're a huge math nerd.
Yeah, I love math.
Oh.
It's probably not to the extent that you do, Mr. Almost all AP classes, and if not honors.
It's not all, it's half.
Yeah. Then half and half, AP and honors. Like, mate, like, I enjoy math, but I guess to an extent at some point. Because, like, at one point, it just becomes, like, too much for me to...
Haha, you fools. You thought we were going to talk about mathematics? No, this is a voiceover happening in real time. So I cut it out because it's like 20 minutes. It felt excessive. So, but basically what was happening is like, whoa, we talked about math. I tried telling him about stuff, but it couldn't happen because we were all talking in words. And it was a bunch of like 20 minutes wasted. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Nobody's listening. Not a single person. I'm present right now. I am existing. I am a human being existing in the universe right now. And I will be forgotten, and my memories will be saved in this piece of data. This moment that I will forget, this self that I am right now, will be forgotten in time. Who am I? What is life? Alright, we'll see ya. Oh, also, we talked about, with Tyler, we talked about, his stress with doing homework and stuff. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.
I may cut this part out.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
But it's fine, yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Real weird.
Okay, real quick, I just edited this, and remember the whole scene about me talking about how I exist in that self? Now I just realized that that self is dead. I can't even remember him. I am not the person who just talked to you 15 seconds ago. I'm sorry to interrupt your broadcast, but it's ridiculous because I am a self, and I am going to die in a few minutes when a new self takes over and doesn't remember me. What is my legacy if it's stuck in a form that constantly dies and is reborn and is never present for more than like 10-second spans of time? Every time I go unconscious and just like going in the zone of doing work and forgetting my consciousness, I die. And then when I kick back in, I'm like, oh my god, I'm a new me. I am not the old person anymore. Am I ever myself? Is every single moment in time just me not being myself? For one instance of time, am I ever myself? What is consciousness at that point? Alright, just some food for thought. Alright, see ya.
Besides all this rambling and stress, I think it's a...
Time to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's a nice night out tonight.
It is very nice.
It's a nice, cool...
It's actually so nice.
It's very nice and breezy. Bring out a sweatshirt. Maybe
Look
a
at that!
warm blanket.
Look at the plane! Oh, look at him go!
Yeah, unfortunately we can't see no stars.
No.
I've been a little...
You think that's light pollution, or you think it's just cloudy?
Definitely light pollution.
I mean, it looks pretty cloudy.
It looks pretty cloudy already, yeah, but like, I can see like around the edges of those that cloud right there around.
Oh, maybe it's
You
just
think
a few sprinkles.
Maybe.
Alright, well, thank you for joining us for Midnight Crisis. I'm sorry this one's probably not as good as the goofy one. I'm Monkey.
And on paper?
We don't have any of the music that we usually end with, so, one.
Alright.
I have to speak it up a bit.
Da 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 da